Hello. Valentine's Day is coming up soon, so this is the second project that my ladies did on their variety pack to reboot the 2022 crafting. I'm going to show you how to make it. So my ladies all received a kit. In their kit, this is what they got. They got a length about 30 centimeters. This is actually from the previous catalogue, the August to December mini. It's a frayed ribbon. They've got that's in Blushing Bride. They got a C6 envelope, a Blushing Bride A6 card blank, 2 pieces of A6. I cut them down to A6 because then they fit in the cello bag. So an A5 or half a sheet of A4, 2 pieces of A6 basic white. Then they got 3 strips of the DSP from the Sweet Talk papers. So these are in the January to June, I get these dates right, January to June mini, and this is the Sweet Talk papers. So there you go. I just gave them each a 2" by 6" strip. They just needed 3 different patterns. Then using the punch pack, I made them a real red scallop heart and a basic white plain edge heart. I also gave them a second one, so I'll explain the reason in a second. The question mark that's been taken out of that is from the Playful alphabet. I think it's called Playful. So I simply punched the heart from basic white cardstock, then ran it through the mini machine that's here next to me, the mini cut and emboss, with the heart. So that's all the supplies you need apart from adhesive and dimensionals. So now I'm going to run through what we cut everything down to make the actual, put the card together, shall we say. So we need to start with the 2 pieces of basic white. So I'll just put the rest of the supplies to one side and I'm going to bring in my trimmer. So what we've got then is the first piece of basic white. We're going to cut these and we need them 4.5 centimeters wide. So I cut it in portrait format, 4.5 centimeters, and I need the first one, this one, to be 13.8 centimeters in length. So that's the first one. Oops, let me get rid of that little scrap. That's piece number 1. Then I need another piece that's again 4.5 centimeters wide, and oops, get rid of that. And then this one needs to be 5.5 centimeters in length, like so. And then this piece to 7.8 centimeters. Okay, so those are the 3 pieces, that way around actually, that are going to go on the front of my, oops, you can't see them, sorry, I didn't realise I was out of shot. So those are the 3 pieces that are going to go on the front of the card blank. Now we're going to cut the DSP to fit on top of them. So I start off with this spotty pattern, and this one needs to be cut 4 centimeters wide. So again, I'm keeping the full length at the moment of the 6 inches because we're going to use the remnant strip in a moment. I'll pop it to one side for now. So 4 centimeters wide, and it needs to be 13.3. So 13.3. So that's the first piece. I'm having difficulty picking things up this evening, and that will sit on there. Pop that out the way. The second piece, this piece needs to be 7.3 in length. So I'm cutting it at that first. Cutting the length first. So in landscape, 7.3, because I could keep the 2" width for using on another project. So once I've got 7.3, it still needs to be 4 centimeters wide. So we'll trim that down, and that will fit on there. So that's the second piece, and then we need the third piece to go on here. So I'm using this pattern, which is the it's Blushing Bride. It's like a mottledy pattern, and on the back it's got the sweets and lollies. So again, I'm cutting actually in landscape at 4 centimeters. Now, the reason I'm cutting the width from the landscape, is because if you turn it this way, the 2 inches is 5.1, and I just need it to be 5 centimeters. So by doing it that way, you're just being a bit more frugal with this piece that you've got left. That's all. That's the only reason. So that is all of those pieces cut and ready to glue together. But while I'm here with the trimmer, I'm just going to get the second piece of basic white, and I'm going to cut this to 9 centimeters by 13.3. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm just going to get that remnant strip back and cut it to 13. Okay, so I've got that, and that I am going to glue just on the inside there, and that will be the insert of the card. So let's move the trimmer out of the way and we'll get gluing. So I'm gluing this strip. I love the wet glue, it's just so quick and easy to use. So I'm anchoring it down with my nail, and I've got a skinny white border, and it's the same width top and bottom as it is down the side. So that's that, and because I've done that, that can then stick immediately inside my card blank. Okay, so that's the insert there, done and all ready to write on. And then the front of the card, we've got these panels. So again, let's glue these together. So I'm just going to add, and again, you've got a nice neat border. So the way I've measured it is, if when you're applying it, if you eyeball your left and right margin and make your top margin the same, your bottom margin will automatically be the same. Okay, so those measurements that I've given you will allow that to just happen. It's magic. Second piece, so this is a little, oops it is, I'm running out of glue. Come on, there we go. So this is the second piece. I'm popping that on just there. Oop, gone on the wonk. The wet glue also gives you that little bit of wiggle time, which is always helpful. And the third piece, just on here, and again, nice equal margins all the way around. So when it comes to applying these onto your card base, what I tend to do is, again, I lay one down first, and I'm looking at the top and bottom margin, and I'm making the side margin the same. Okay, and then without gluing it down, I'm just going to do the piece at the top there, lay that in position, and the piece at the bottom. And the idea is, I think I've got a bit wide there. I'm going to go a little bit narrower down this side. These gaps, there's the pink stripes that you should be able to see, should all be roughly the same width. Okay, and the bottom of these two pieces should be level, and the top of these two pieces should be level. So I'm happy with that positioning, so I'm just going to take one off at a time while I apply the glue and pop it back in place. So there's my first panel, and that's down there. Then I'm going to grab my second panel, and again I'm eyeballing. You could actually pop a ruler against, I'm going to show you what I mean. By getting a ruler and laying it at the top of this panel, you've got it to butt this one up to, and you could do the same at the bottom down here. So I can lay that in position, ready to help with the positioning of this panel. Okay, so it just keeps everything nice and neat and in line. There we go. So that's that part. So that's all the panels adhered to the card. Now if I bring the sample back in, it's got this zigzag of the ribbon, and the way I do that is to grab the tear and tape, and I take about 3 centimeters length of tape, and I'm putting it in the center margin. So if you look at the pink lines, you're going with the center one, and the center of the tape is in line with this cross section. So I'm laying that down. I'm peeling the backing off. I'm being naughty, this isn't actually Stampin' Up tape because I ran out, but it's double-sided tape all the same. So that's the position of it. And then I'm going to get my ribbon. Now what I want to do is my ribbon needs to point just onto this white border here, and it needs to come across to land in the gap. I'm just going to nudge it a little bit higher so it's over my tape. There we go. So I want it to land in the space here, this pink space here. So I've got that, and there it is. I'm going to use my finger as an anchor while I go over the top. I'll swap over now. I'm going to go over the top. Now I don't want to be straight across. I don't want to be bang on horizontal. I want a little bit of a wonk. So I'm going to come down a tiny bit and push that into position there. So when that folds, that's there. And then again, I'm using my finger here, and I'm coming back, and I want this ribbon to be parallel to the first piece. So just there. Okay, so it's all catching on that double-sided tape, and as I say, I started off with 30 centimeters, and then I've obviously trimmed the points there. So that's that part. Then I'm coming back to the punched pieces. So what I've got here, I gave my ladies a plain heart, just in case they didn't want to use it for Valentine's. They might wanted to use it for a birthday, so they could stamp a sentiment on there if they wish. But for the Valentines, all we're going to do is mount the punched heart that has the question mark taken out of it. I'm just using dimensionals. So I'm just using 2 of the large dimensionals. I think I probably actually on the sample maybe used the minis and scattered a few more around, but 2 is fine. So you line up the points of your heart and get those, and you've got that nice border around there, like so. And then again, just on the center of the back here, I'm using the tear and tape, or the double-sided tape, straight down the middle, and just one piece. And I'm going to pull the backing off, and then when I position this, I'm covering up any tape that might be showing top and bottom of the ribbon. I'm lining the point of the heart again with the center pink stripe, and when I press that down, that will hold. So you've got these little loops coming, and there you are, and that's it. Nice and simple, but lovely. So they're ready for Valentine's Day. So I hope you've enjoyed that one. And I'll pop back soon to see what else I've been making. Take care. Bye. Hi, it's Suse again. Just a quick note to say thanks for watching, and if you've enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, and also subscribe. That way you get notified when I get crafty and add more content. See you soon. Thanks. Bye.